Legions of the dead. Yet, as the Lich King extended his influence over the land, one shadowy empire stood against his power. The ancient subterranean kingdom of Ajol-Nerub, which had been founded by a race of sinister humanoid spiders, sent their elite warrior guard to attack Icecrown and end the Lich King's mad bid for dominance. Much to his frustration, Ner'zhul found that the evil Nerubians were immune not only to the plague, but to his telepathic domination as well. The Nerubian Spider Lords commanded vast forces and had an underground network that stretched nearly half the breadth of Northrend. Their hit-and-run tactics on the Lich
Welcome,
King's
guys.
stronghold
Good to be back.
to root them out time after time. Ultimately, Ner'zhul's war against the Nerubians was won by attrition. With the aid of the sinister Dreadlords and innumerable undead warriors, the Lich King invaded Ajol-Nerub and brought its subterranean
Alright, let's
crashing down upon the
start
Spider
playing a bit.
Lords' heads. Though the Nerubians were immune to his plague, Ner'zhul's growing necromantic powers allowed him to raise the Spider Warriors' corpses and bend them to his will. Nerubian's distinctive architectural style for his own forte.
Hey folks, Zavo here, transmitting from, well, somewhere safer. Ever been to the Plaguelands? Mysteries to pick your poison. Figured with real estate prices going elsewhere, there'd be a killing to make here. Pun intended. Scenic views of the Haunting Past was my tagline. I even threw in free anti-zombie kits, sold the plot to an adventurer, but he returned it when I realized Haunting Past wasn't metaphorical. Good thing I kept the deposit.
This is TurtleWoW Radio. Let's get out of the noob zone as soon as possible. I mean, I don't hate the noob zone, but where the heck is this quest?
What would you ask?
But it's not challenging enough, I guess. I don't know. Huh? Where's the damn quest? It says it's available. Oh no, it's level 60. It's not available.
It is unfortunate that the Scourge cannot be brought into the fold. Their large numbers would be useful in the battles ahead. But they will not join us, so we have no choice but to destroy them.
Victory or surprise. I'm listening.
While you were off dealing with the mindless Scourge, this scroll arrived for you. I would think it's some matter of importance, as it seems it bears the seal of the priest trainer Dueston. I would take some time to read it before heading out again.
Goodbye.
Welcome to Market Watch Radio Edition for the week of May 28, 2024. Hello. I'm your market analyst, Rograg Fishlayer.
There is only one thing you must know. We have survived through will alone. It is faith in ourselves that separates us from others, and with our powers we will cause great change in all of Azeroth. The weak will come to lean on you, the lepers will call you Lord, and the ignorant will look to you for guidance. It is my duty to make sure you have the necessary tools so when the time comes, you are prepared. As you grow in experience, seek me out. I will teach you greater powers if you are ready.
This had better be good.
You've shown your potential to the Forsaken under normal circumstances, adventurer. Now let's see you under pressure. The Rattlecage skeletons, more mindless minions of the Lich King, are a tougher foe than the zombies you have faced thus far. Again, thin their numbers and prove yourself to the Forsaken. Do not tarry. When you are done, speak to me again.
Trust no one.
My duties include tending to our wounded warriors, tailoring armor and clothes, and assisting Shadow Priest Sarvis with whatever else he might need. From the look of it, you'll be enlisted in his service also, hunting the mindless ones, if I know his mind. Well, if you'd like to stay in one piece, and I've no doubt you do, perhaps I can help. I'm running out of paws and wings, and if you bring me some, I'll find some armor for you. You'll find a good number of wolves and bats to the south.
Speculation reaches high as 11. The element farming market seems dynamic.
Well met,
and
adventurer.
speculators in Orgrimmar.
My advice to you
Over
is
on the
this.
verge of
As you
the
travel the
market
world, be
market,
wary of
S&P
magic, for it
200
will burn.
traded about where it started the month at 9 gold 20 and only trended down slightly. Of course,
What can
one of
this
the biggest
insignificant
stories this
servant
month
do
has
for
been
you,
the
adventurer?
wild speculation
Training, perhaps?
surrounding gems like Azerothian diamonds, huge emeralds, large opals, and blue sapphires believed to be needed for jewel crafting announced earlier this month. With price spikes hundreds, if not thousands of % higher than market norms, it's clear to see that the newly announced primary profession did cause wild speculation around May 1st, closer to when the announcement happened. While not much has been known about jewel crafting, it looks like mining
It's the
will
same
have
radio.
even more value in the future. For the month in review for Northernmar, we'll take a quick look at some of the bigger indexes. Mining enjoyed a spike in early May from the gem rush, but has since calmed down. Tailoring grew a few silver, indicating upward trends. Enchanting ended May where it started, with periodic swings at 4 gold 40. Skinning ends May up about 10 silver, but periodic scarcity indicates demand occasionally outpaces supply. Herbalism continues to play as herbalists and farmers try to understand the new market with last month's Lasher farm buff, down 20 silver on the month. The Zandalar Honor Index started May out strong, reaching highs near 6 gold 75 per honor mark, but spent the rest of May mellowing out, up only 25 silver in May. For a closer look at one index, we have fishing, where market demand is outpacing supply and pushed 17% growth for May, reaching out 19 gold 20. Of course, the primary driver of this growth is the ever-in-demand stone-scale eel, up 32%, finish at 1 gold 46. Bolstering the index was similar appreciation from firefin and nightfin snappers, up 12% and 50% respectively. Looking historically at stone-scale eels, in the last 6 months, this one commodity has grown from 1 gold to nearly 1.5 gold. The fishing market remains a hotspot to make some coin. That's all the time we have for this week's Radio Market Watch. I hope you found some of the information here useful. Make sure to use wowauctions.net for all of your own market research. Remember to keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello, good people of Azeroth. It's that time when we uncover the hidden gems, the quirky inventions, and the must-have marvels of our world. Get ready for a whirlwind tour through the world of advertising.
Hello, Goldshire locals and wayward adventurers. Tired of your weapons losing their luster? With just one application of Goldshire glistening elixirs, your blade will outshine even the lights in Goldshire Abbey's finest chandeliers. Well, I've just applied some to my own weapon, and it's so beautiful. I just want to get closer and... my eye!
Side effects may include excessive attention from thieves, sporadic bouts of narcissism, and the risk of being outshined by your own weapon. Please note, we are not responsible for excessive bloating or any unfortunate accidents resulting from unsheathed grandeur.
Greetings, my discerning friends. Queldore Elegance, where we craft attire for those who appreciate true beauty. Our designs embody the timeless elegance of high elves because, let's face it, we set the standard. Join us and bask in the splendor that only the highborn can truly appreciate.
Hey there, Azeroth, Azabel here, your tech-savvy goblin extraordinaire. Just got the gnomish gadget god, and let me tell you, those gnomes sure know how to make things that go boom. I tried out a contraption that's supposed to make toast in half a second. It worked. It also made my eyebrows toast. Ah, good times. Hey there, Azeraldians, it's your pal Zappo, totally hyped up for today's
I cannot talk yet. I think I have to be level 10 or something like that.
Drop its treasure to his end. So take a seat and get ready to jump into amazing legends and mind-blowing mysteries of our world.
The first Greymane. From the 7 nations that were originally part of the Empire of Erethdor, Gilneas stands out as the one that had to fight the hardest for its independence. While Lordaeron was able to secure its freedom through the influence of its nobles, the people of Gilneas had to make great sacrifices to gain their liberty. Although the exact dates of these events have been lost to the sands of time, it is a source of great pride for Gilneas to know that it gained its freedom before other notable nations like Addon and Contaras. The people of Gilneas were the first to break free from the yoke of Erethdorian nobility and enjoy the full benefits of self-rule. According to legend, the Greymane dynasty that ruled Gilneas was founded by Garrelon, a minor noble who owned an insignificant plot of land in the southern part of the country. Over time, Garrelon's influence grew and he became a skilled fighter, a wise judge, and an honorable opponent. His exploits became legend even in his own time. However, he grew increasingly resentful of the nobles and sought to exploit and oppress his own. He gathered other like-minded lords from Gilneas to form a rebellion against the decadent Erethdorian king, Thoradin III, and his followers. Many lords were hesitant to join the rebellion, but Garrelon was able to persuade them and eventually declared himself the King of Gilneas. This was an affront that could not be tolerated by Erethdor, which sent its legions to pacify Gilneas.
What is it?
I am finished with you, adventurer. You have shown yourself to be worthy of the freedom that you have been given. Many will stand against you for what you have become, but know that no matter what they may try to do against us, we are free and will not be shackled again. Take these and be on your way. You have much to accomplish, adventurer.
Victor.
And you are... Thank you, adventurer. This armor should help you out. Hopefully, it should do you more good than the last one to wear it.
The enemy flowed onto the hills and threatened to surround Greymane's army. Thankfully, the cavalry in the woods emerged from hiding to turn the tide of the battle. They galloped out of the forest, charging straight into the Arathorian lines. Caught off guard, the Arathorian formations were shattered. Although they attempted to retreat, the Gilneans gave them no quarter and sought revenge for their previous losses. Thousands of Arathorians were killed, including their king, Thoradin III, who pleaded for mercy.
I'm listening. Thank you, adventurer. This armor should help you out. Hopefully, it should do you more good than the last one. I haven't got all day. My friend, Marla Phipps, lived with her husband Samuel before the plague, but when the plague came, Samuel succumbed and joined the Scourge's ranks. Marla was spared and on death only to die at the hands of her now mindless husband. So strong was her love, however, that her last dying wish was to be buried with her beloved Samuel. Samuel Phipps roams at a ruined camp along the road northeast of Deathnell. Defeat him and grant Marla's wish. Bury him at her grave in the first row of our graveyard. Do not seek death.
No sound here.
Goodbye.
I'm listening.
There are many lessons that the Forsaken have learned through experience, things that some races can only begin to fathom. And although our path lies in darkness, you will find that a great many things rely on both the light and the dark. Your lessons shall teach you to use both, and with discretion. But heed my words, never forget we were forged in corruption and left to rot like so much carrion. The darkness is our home. Seek out Dark Cleric Beryl in Brill when you're ready to learn more.
Trust no one.
You there! If you're looking for something to make yourself useful, then listen up. We need fresh out-of-the-ground recruits to head into Deathnell and search for any sort of useful equipment. Most likely, they'll be in stacks of boxes. We expect more recruits to be rising soon, and unless we want them to stumble about naked, we had better get to scavenging. Well, get to work, you miserable bag of bones. I'm not going to reward those without some hustle.
Farewell.
One of our greatest struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce even in the height of the Alliance's power. There is a gold mine to the northwest that has been overrun with spiders. We need gold from the mine, but we can't very well get it while the spiders are crawling around in there. I've not much manpower to commit to the task, so we'll just have to do it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, adventurer.
Watch your back.
Aftermath of the Second War, the remaining ashes. The devastating Second War against the Old left the Alliance of Addon in a state of shock and disarray. The bloodthirsty orcs, led by the mighty war chief, Ogrim Doomhammer, not only smashed their way through the dwarf-held lands of Khazad-dûm, but had razed many of Addon's central provinces as well. The unrelenting orcs even succeeded in ravaging the elves' remote kingdom of 12th Loss before the rampage was finally stopped. The Alliance armies led by Sir Anduin Lothar, Uther the Lightbringer, and Admiral Dalen Proudmore pushed the orcs south into the shattered land of Azeroth. The onslaught. The Alliance forces under Sir Lothar managed to push Doomhammer's plans out of Addon and back into the orc-controlled lands of Azeroth. Lothar's forces surrounded the orcs' volcanic citadel of Blackrock Spire and laid siege to their defences. In a last-ditch effort, Doomhammer and his lieutenants staged a daring charge from the spire and clashed with Lothar's paladins in the centre of the burning steppes. Doomhammer and Lothar squared off in a titanic battle that left both mighty combatants battered and drained. Though Doomhammer narrowly succeeded in vanquishing Lothar, the great hero's death did not have the effect the war chief had hoped for. Turlon, Lothar's most trusted lieutenant, took up Lothar's blood-stained shield and rallied his grief-stricken brethren for a vicious counterattack. Troops both of Doomhammer's remaining forces in a glorious and terrible battle. There was nothing left for the ravaged scattered orc survivors to flee to the last standing bastion of orcish power, the Dark Portal. Turlon and his warriors chased the remaining orcs through the festering swamp of sorrows and into the corrupted blasted lands where the Dark Portal stood. There, at the foot of the colossal portal, the broken horde and the ragged alliance clashed in what would be the last, bloodiest battle of the Second War. Outnumbered and driven mad by the curse of their bloodlust, the orcs inevitably fell under the wrath of the alliance. Doomhammer was taken prisoner and escorted to Addon, while his broken clans were rounded up in Holt North, back to Addon.
Yeah.
Well, it's a start. It'll take a few weeks or months to fully clean out the infestation. After that, we'll have to get down there with some torches to burn away the webbing. You've done your duty well, adventurer. I'm sure I can find something else for you to do. You'll be happy to know we appear to be making progress in the mine, thanks in no small part to your efforts. We can now turn our eyes to other concerns. My scouts have reported that a detachment of the Scarlet Crusade is setting up a camp southeast of here. The Scarlet Crusade is a despicable organization that hunts us, and they will not rest until every undead, Lich King's scourge or no, is destroyed. We must strike first. Be careful. Their unholy zeal makes them dangerous adversaries.
Trust. I am forsaken. Beware. Our enemies abound. Speak quickly.
Great work, adventurer. I knew you weren't useless. Here, have one of the better items I've found out of the lots that have been collected so far.
Beware the living.
What is it? Trust no one. Dark Lady, watch over you. You have done a good deed today, adventurer. Although our struggle against the Scourge continues, let us hope that Marla and Samuel will find peace together in their final resting place. Embrace the shadow.
forsaken. Embrace the shadow.
What can this insignificant servant do for you, adventurer? Training, perhaps?
Our time will come.
Cataclysmic tragedy. The Highborn's reckless use of magic spirals of energy spiraling out and into the streaming rivers of energy felt by terrible alien minds. Sargeras, the great enemy of all life, the destroyer of worlds, felt the potent rivers and was drawn to their distant origin. Defying the primordial world and sensing the limitless energies of the Well of Eternity, Sargeras was consumed by an insatiable hunger. Unsuspecting world of Azeroth. The Legion was comprised of 1,000,000 screaming demons, all ripped from the far corners of the universe, and the demons hungered for conquest. Sargeras' lieutenants, Archimond, the Violent, and Nanaroth, the Destructor, prepared their infernal minions to strike. Queen Ashara, overwhelmed by the terrible ecstasy of her magic, fell victim to Sargeras' undeniable power, and agreed to grant him entrance into her world. Even her highborn servitors gave themselves over to magic's inevitable corruption and began to worship Sargeras as their god. To show their allegiance to the Legion, the Highborn aided their queen in opening a vast, swirling portal within the depths of the Well of Eternity. Once all his preparations had been made, Sargeras began his catastrophic invasion of Azeroth. The warrior demons of the Burning Legion stormed into the world through the Well of Eternity and laid siege to the Night Elf sleeping cities. Led by Archimond and Manaroth, the Legion swarmed over the lands of Kalimdor, leaving only ash and sorrow in its wake. The demon warlocks called down searing infernos that crashed like hellish meteors into the graceful spires of Kalimdor's temples. A band of burning, bloodletting killers, known as the Doom Guard, marched across Kalimdor's fields, slaughtering everyone in their path. Packs of wild, demonic fellhounds ravaged the countryside unopposed. Though the brave Kaldorei warriors rushed to defend their ancient homeland, they were forced to give ground, inch by inch, before the fury of the Legion's onslaught. It fell to Malfurion Stormrage to find help for his beleaguered people. Stormrage, whose own brother, Illidan, practiced the Highborn's magics, was incensed by the growing corruption amongst the upper class. Convincing Illidan to forsake his dangerous obsession, Malfurion set out to find Cenarius and muster a resistance force. The beautiful young priestess, Tirande, agreed to accompany the brothers in the name of Elune. Though Malfurion and Illidan shared a love for the idealistic priestess, Tyrande's heart belonged to Malfurion alone. Illidan resisted his brother's budding romance with Tyrande, but knew that his heartache was nothing compared to the pain of his magical addiction. Illidan, who had grown dependent on magic's empowering energies, struggled to keep control of his nearly overwhelming hunger to tap the well's energies once again. However, with Tyrande's patient support, he was able to restrain himself and help his brother find the reclusive demigod, Cenarius. Cenarius, who dealt within the sacred moon glades of the distant Mount Hyjal, agreed to help the Night Elves by finding the ancient dragons and enlisting their aid. The dragons, led by the great red Leviathan, Alexstrasza, agreed to send their mighty flights to engage the demons and their infernal masters. Cenarius, calling upon the spirits of the enchanted woods, rallied an army of ancient treemen and led them against the Legion in a daring ground assault. As the Night Elves' allies converged upon Ashada's temple and the Well of Eternity, all-out warfare erupted. Despite the strength of their newfound allies, Malfurion and his colleagues realized that the Legion could not be defeated by martial strength alone. As the titanic battle raged around Ashara's capital city, the delusional queen waited in anticipation for Sargeras' arrival. The Lord of the Legion was preparing to pass through the Well of Eternity and enter the ravaged world. As his impossibly huge shadow drew ever closer to the well's surface, Ashara gathered the most powerful of her highborn followers. Only by linking their magics together in one focused spell would they be able to create a gateway large enough for Sargeras to enter. As the battle raged across the burning fields of Kalimdor, a terrible turn of events unfolded. The details of the event have been lost to time, but it is known that Neltharion, the dragon aspect of the earth, went mad during a critical engagement against the Burning Legion. He began to split apart as flame and rage erupted from his dark hide. Renaming himself Deathwing, the burning dragon turned on his brethren and drove the 5 dragonflights from the field of battle. Deathwing's sudden betrayal was so destructive that the 5 dragonflights never truly recovered. Wounded and shocked, Alexstrasza and the other noble dragons were forced to abandon their mortal allies. Malfurion and his companions, now hopelessly outnumbered, barely survived the ensuing onslaught. Malfurion, convinced that the Well of Eternity was the demon's umbilical link to the physical world, insisted that it should be destroyed. His companions, knowing that the well was the source of their immortality and powers, were horrified by the rash notion. Yet Tyrande saw the wisdom of Malfurion's theory, so she convinced Cenarius and their comrades to storm Ashada's temple and find a way to shut the well down for good.
Ladies, gents, and goblins, it's advertisement o'clock. Ever wondered how to get your stuff heard by...
This had better be good.
If only they listened to reason, eh, adventurer? Perhaps we could sit them down for reasonable discourse. Ha ha! Light-blinded fools. Reports from my superiors in Brill indicate that an agent of the Scarlet Crusade was dispatched from the Scarlet Monastery and sent here to Deathnell. According to the reports, the messenger possesses important information on his person. I do not have further details, but whatever it is, we must have it. You're the most qualified person I have to send, adventurer. Find that messenger and bring me whatever information you can find.
Remember, patience, discipline.
What do you require? Trust no one. I'm listening. Watch.
low-level clothing looks so silly. TurtleWoW, implement some nice starter clothes for priests if you can. That would be great. I mean, something more RP. Well, same as these, but maybe just more into RP stuff. Because this doesn't look like a priest, it looks like... I know the undead is fighting for survival here and looting, scavenging to gear up, so... I don't know, maybe it makes sense. Oh, this was definitely a mistake. Luckily, I'm a priest.
Forsaken.
Let's see what you've got. Some news of their exploits against us. Worthless. Scouting reports. New orders. Continue to build up a camp near the ruined city. Nothing we didn't know already. Ah, what's this? A map of the dispositions of some of their field commanders and agents. We can use this. These will need to be taken to my superior, Executor Zygand, in Brill. With this information, we'll be able to deal a decisive blow to the Scarlet Crusade. Your services have been useful here in Death Knell, but I need someone to deliver this to Zygand, and I believe he'll be able to find you more appropriate work. Take the road north out of Death Knell. Soon after entering Tirisfal proper, you'll hit a crossroads. Take the eastern fork and keep going east. You'll pass Cold Hearth Manor along the way.
Our time will come.
Fall, Legacy of Sorcery, written by Rograg Fishslayer. With the absence of trolls in the Northlands, the elves of Quel'Thas bent their efforts towards rebuilding their glorious land. The victorious armies of Arathor returned home to Southland strong. The human society of Arathor grew and prospered, yet Thoradin, fearful that his kingdom would spread if it overextended itself, became as strong with the system that Arathor had many growth and conflict. Mighty Thoradin departed on one final quest, never returned, leaving Arathor generation free to expand the empire beyond the original 100 Jedi, who were tutored in the ways of magic by the elves, expanded their powers, and studied the mystic disciplines of spellweaving in much greater detail. These magi, initially chosen for their strong wills and noble spirits, had always practiced their magic with care and responsibility. However, they passed the secrets out to a new generation, the new concept of the Ritter's War, or the necessity for self-restraint. These young magicians began to practice magic rather than any responsibility towards their fellows. As the empire grew and expanded, the young magicians to the Southland, wielding their mystical powers. The magicians protected their brethren, while treaters and made it possible to stay constructed in the wilderness. Yet, as their the magician became ever more and isolated from society. The second Arathorian city of Dalaran was founded in the lands north of Strom. Many fledgling wizards left the restraining confines of Strom behind and traveled to Dalaran, where they hoped to use their new powers with greater freedom. These magicians used their skills to build up enchanted spires of Dalaran and reveled in the pursuit of their studies. The citizens of Dalaran tolerated the magicians' endeavors and built up a bustling economy under the protection of the magic-using defenders. Yet, as more and more magicians practiced their arts, the fabric of reality around Dalaran began to weaken and tear. The sinister agents of the Green Legion, who had been banished when the Well of Eternity collapsed, were lured back to the world by the human spellcasting of the magicians of Dalaran. Though these relatively weak demons did not appear in force, they did sow considerable confusion and chaos within the streets of Dalaran. Most of these demonic encounters were isolated events, and the ruling magicrats did what they could to keep such events hidden from the public. The most powerful magicians were sent to capture the elusive demons, but they often found themselves hopelessly outmatched by the lone agents of the mighty legion. After a few months, the superstitious peasantry began to suspect that their sorceress rulers were hiding something terrible from them. Rumors of revolution began to sweep through the streets of Dalaran as the paranoid citizenry questioned the motives and practice of the magicians they had once admired. The magicrats, fearing that the peasants would revolt and that Strom would take actions against them, turned to the only group they felt would understand their particular problem, the elves. Upon hearing the magicrats' news of demonic activity in Dalaran, the elves quickly dispatched their mightiest wizards to the human lands. The elven wizards studied the energy currents in Dalaran and made detailed reports of all demonic activity that they beheld. They concluded that although there were few demons loose in the world, the Legion itself would remain a dire threat so long as humans continued to wield the forces of magic. The Council of Silver, which ruled over the elves of Quel'Thas, entered into a secret pact with the Magicrat lords of Dalaran. The elves told the Magicrats about the history of ancient Kalimdor and of the Burning Legion, a history which still threatened the world. They informed the humans that so long as they used magic, they would need to protect their citizenry from the malicious agents of the Legion. The Magicrats proposed the notion of empowering a single mortal champion who would utilize their powers in order to fight a never-ending secret war against the Legion. it was stressed that the majority of mankind would never know about the Guardians, or the threat for fear that they would riot in fear and paranoia. The elves agreed to the proposal and founded a secret society that would watch over the selection of the Guardian and help stem the rise of chaos in the world. The society held its secret meetings in the shadowed Tirisfal glades, where the High Elves had a settled authority. Thus, they named the secret sect the Guardians of the mortal champions were chosen to be guardians, or imbued with incredible powers of both elven and human magic. Though there would only ever be one guardian at a time, they held such vast power that they could single-handedly fight back the Legion's agents wherever they were found in the world. The Guardian power was so great that only the Council of Tirisfal was allowed to choose potential successors to the mantle of guardianship. Whenever a guardian grew too old or weary of the secret war against chaos, the Council chose a new champion and, under controlled conditions, formally channeled the Guardian power into its new agent. As the generations passed, Guardians defended the masses of humanity from the invisible threat of the Burning Legion throughout the lands of Arathor and Eldalas. Arathor grew and prospered while the use of magic spread throughout the Empire. Meanwhile, the Guardians kept careful watch for signs of demonic activity.
That'll stick in your head, and messages so neat, or ads will have you tapping your feet to the beats.
For the bravest among the Horde, there's only one place to prove your mettle. The Victory or Death Brawl Arena. Roar like a true orc as you face ferocious foes. Victory or death, you'll earn the respect of your peers and bring honor to the Horde.
Huddle up with a heart novel from Decaying Love Chronicles. Our tales are a haunting blend of love and despair, guaranteed to make you question why you bothered to feel anything at all. Enter this realm of dread, but beware. Our stories might just steal your last shreds of hope.
Zappo here. Ever had a chat with a jawless undead? It's like deciphering gnomish riddles with your ears. Forsaken, they've got this whole thing with the rotting flesh going on. But hey, it adds character, right? Listen to their groans. You might pick up some deadpan humor about the afterlife. It's like a stand-up comedy, or should I say, lie-down comedy. What do you say? Yeah, I know it's not my best one.
What now? Trust no one.
666, okay. Is the devil watching?
What is it?
What can this insignificant servant do for you, adventurer? Training, perhaps?
Bye-bye.
Hey, mate. Do a favor for a young man who's been fighting more than his fair share of mindless zombies and spiders. I got this here letter that needs to go to Brill, to an innkeeper named Renee something or other. Don't really matter none what her last name is. Anyway, it's a nice, cozy little place full of victims of the plague trying to make their way in the world. And it'd be a great spot for you to rest too if the need arises. You should check it out. You do, and I'll pay you well.
Farewell.
Goblin talk, goblin rock.
What have we here? You look like a fledgling adventurer. If you hope to prove yourself to the Dark Lady, you need to learn the ways of the Forsaken. To the west, you'll find a farm. Humans infest the land like mold on a rotting corpse. And worse yet, the Scarlet Crusade patrols nearby from their tower. Teach those scum a lesson and steal 10 of their precious pumpkins. Once you have 10, take them to Apothecary Johann in Brill.
After their defeat at Stormwind, they launched a massive exodus across the sea to the northern kingdom of Lordaeron. Convinced that the Horde would overcome all of humanity if left unchecked, the leaders of the 7 human nations met and agreed to unite in what would become known as the Alliance of Lordaeron. For the first time in nearly 3,000 years, the disparate nations of Arath were once again united under a common banner. Appointed as supreme commander of the Alliance forces, Lord Lothar prepared his armies for the coming of the Horde. Aided by his lieutenants, Uther the Lightbringer, Admiral Dalen Proudmore, and Turan, Lothar was able to convince Lordaeron's demi-human races of the impending threat. The Alliance succeeded in gaining the support of the stoic dwarves of Ironforge and a small number of High Elves of Quel'Thalas. The elves, led at that time by Anasterian Sunstrider, were largely uninterested in the coming combat. However, they were duty-bound to aid Lothar because he was the last descendant of the Arathi bloodline, which had aided the elves in ages past. The Horde, now led by War Chief Doomhammer, brought in ogres from its homeworld of Draenor and conscripted the disenfranchised Amani forestry into its fold. Setting out on a massive campaign to overrun the dwarf kingdom of Khaz-Modan and the southern reaches of Lordaeron, the Horde effortlessly decimated all opposition. The epic battles of the Second War ranged from large-scale naval skirmishes to massive aerial dogfights. Somehow, the Horde had unearthed a powerful artifact known as the Demon Soul, and used it to enslave the ancient dragon queen Alexstrasza. Threatening to destroy her precious eggs, the Horde forced Alexstrasza to send her grown children to war. The noble red dragons were forced to fight for war, and fight for war. The war raged across the continents of Khaz-Modan, Lordaeron, and Azeroth itself. As part of its northern campaign, the Horde succeeded in burning down the borderlands of Quel'Thalas, thereby ensuring the elves' final commitment to the Alliance cause. The greatest cities and townships of Lordaeron were razed and devastated by the conflict. Despite the absence of reinforcements and overwhelming odds, Lothar and his allies succeeded in holding their enemies at bay. However, during the final days of the Second War, as the Horde's victory over the Alliance seemed almost assured, a terrible feud erupted between the two most powerful orcs on Azeroth. As Doomhammer prepared his final assault against the capital city of Lordaeron, an assault that would have crushed the last remnants of the Empire, Gul'dan and his followers abandoned their posts and set out to sea. The bewildered Doomhammer, having lost nearly half of his standing forces to Gul'dan's treachery, was forced to pull back and forsake his greatest chance at victory over the Alliance. The power-hungry Gul'dan, obsessed with obtaining godhood itself, set out on a desperate search for the undersea tomb of Sargeras that he believed held the secrets of ultimate power. Having already doomed his fellow orcs to become the slaves of the Burning Legion, Gul'dan thought nothing of his supposed duty to Doomhammer. Backed by the Storm Reaver and Twilight's Hammer clans, Gul'dan succeeded in raising the tomb of Sargeras from the sea floor. However, when he opened the ancient flooded vault, he found only crazed demons awaiting him. Seeking to punish the wayward orcs for their costly betrayal, Doomhammer sent his forces to kill Gul'dan and bring the renegades back into the fold. For his recklessness, Gul'dan was torn apart by the maddened demons he had set loose. With their leader dead, the renegade clans quickly fell before Doomhammer's enraged legions. Though the rebellion had been quelled, the Horde was unable to recoup the terrible losses it had suffered. Gul'dan's betrayal had afforded the Alliance not only hope, but also time to regroup and retaliate. Lord Lothar, seeing that the Horde was fracturing from within, gathered the last of his forces and pushed Doomhammer south, back into the shattered heartland of Stormwind. There, the Alliance forces trapped the retreating Horde within the volcanic fortress of Blackrock Spire. Though Lord Lothar fell in battle at the spire's base, his lieutenant, TurtleRadio, rallied the Alliance forces at the 11th hour and drove the Horde back into the abysmal swamp of salt. TurtleRadio's forces succeeded in destroying the Dark Portal, the mystical gateway that connected the Orcs to their homeworld of Draenor. Cut off from its reinforcements and fractured by infighting, the Horde finally buckled in upon itself and fell before the might of the Alliance. The scattered Orc clans were quickly rounded up and placed within guarded internment camps. Though it seemed that the Horde had been defeated for good, some remained highly skeptical that peace would last. Khadgar, now an Archmage of some renown, convinced the Alliance High Command to build the Fortress of Nethergard that would watch over the ruins of the Dark Portal and ensure that there would be no further invasions from Draenor.
Charging.
would you ask, dead?
Scourge have trickled into Tirisfal Glades and have infested the area west of Brill, near the old bridge. Go there and beat back the rotting dead and ravaged corpses you find. Scatter their bones and bring back their putrid claws, and the Death Guards will reward you.
The dead shall serve.
What's this? Gloomweed? I've no need for gloomweed. That mindless mass of flesh is out there picking daisies and convincing the lady knows how many dupes like you into doing the same. No offense. Very well, you're here now, and that's all that matters. Since I'm not going to bother to try to explain things to that abomination, how about you collect what I really need? Doomweed. So you can see the predicament that I am in, adventurer. That thing is out there collecting the wrong weeds. I'll make it worth your while to gather what I need. Bring back to me enough doomweed and I'll give you a suitable reward. It is my understanding that they like to plague the flora near the mass grave site, to the north of the Brill graveyard. Hurry and be mindful of the gnolls in the area. You have performed your bidding well, young adventurer. You are proving yourself to be quite an asset to the Dark Lady's army. Harmless pumpkins, right? Or so it would seem. If we are to defeat Arthas's advances from the north and the human infestation from the south, we need to start realizing the full potential of our gift of undeath. With a little ingenuity, a simple pumpkin becomes an agent for our Dark Lady. This pumpkin, laced with my latest formula, will prove to be quite a treat. Yet another Scarlet Zealot has been captured and is being kept in the cellar of the Gallows End Tavern. Take this pumpkin to the fool. Lady Sylvanas has called upon the Royal Apothecary Society. The Dark Lady believes our knowledge coupled with the newfound magic will provide the key to Arthas's demise. She has challenged us to concoct a new plague, a plague deadlier than any ailment on Azeroth. This new disease will bring Arthas's Scourge army to ruin. My studies show that the blood of beasts might prove to be the key. Bring to me 5 vials of Darkhound blood so I can test my theory. Yes, this is very good. You've done well in obtaining this information, adventurer. Names of the officers in the Tirisfal Glades. Imagine the blow we could deal to the morale of those bloody zealots if we were to kill their leaders in one swift strike. Beware. What is it? The documents Executor Addon provided are just the break we needed in our battle with the wretched Scarlet Crusade. We now know their exact locations throughout Tirisfal Glades. But the Death Guard has larger concerns. The Lich King's army grows in number each night. We need someone with initiative like yourself to drive the Scarlet Crusade to the grave. Prove to me you are capable of serving the Dark Lady by traveling west to the tower past the Solidon farmstead and slay 10 Scarlet Warriors.
Remember, patience.
The mass graves, southwest of Garen's haunt to the north, were made to accommodate the impressive number of deaths Tirisfal suffered when the plague first came. The bodies in these graves have so far been spared an undeath, but the Scourge now send Rothhide gnolls to gather the corpses and use them to bolster their armies. This cannot be allowed. Your task is twofold. Slay the Rothides at the mass grave and Garen's haunt, and gather from them the embalming ichor that gives them life.
Hello? Oh? A letter? Wonderful news! I've been waiting on word from my dear old mother in Deathnell. Such a saint she is. I wonder how she's holding up. What? Too cheery? Not buying it, are you? Well, get lost then. It's really no business who the letter's from anyway. Go on, get lost. Come back when you've got some coin to spend. Loafer. Next thing you know, you'll be coming back to rest after a long day's adventure or some stupid thing like that.
Do not seek death.
Rest your weary bones for a spell.
That better be good.
The Agamand family was the most prosperous family in Tirisfal Glades. I used to work their mills before the plague. When the Scourge first came, the Agamans fortified their home and convinced those in their employ to remain and help them defend. We were fools, but at least we were loyal fools. The Agamans, in their pride, doomed us to undeath. And now they are minions of the Scourge. Serve the Forsaken by defeating the Agamans who fell to the plague. Serve me by bringing me their remains.
Beware the living.
Devlin Agamand was the younger of two sons in the Agamand family, and in life the two could not be more different. Thurman was tall and gentle, while his younger brother was weak and sharp-tongued. When Agamand Mills fell to the plague, I was not surprised to hear that Devlin was quick to succumb. His mad chattering can still be heard near the road leading to the Agamand Mills. I'm collecting the remains of the Agamans, and I want poor Devlin. Find him, destroy him, and bring me his bones.
What now? Watch your back.
Malignant spirit of Sargeras, which had been hiding inside her, had possessed the defenseless child while it was still in her womb. Aegwyn had no idea that the world's newest...
It's so cold now. The plague of undeath crawls through my veins like an icy serpent. The mindless state will be upon me soon. But no doomed destiny will prevent me from serving our Dark Lady. When the call arose, I sewed body bags for the fallen soldiers of Sylvanus' mighty army. Now my hands shake from the chill. If you would bring me 5 dusk bat pelts and some coarse thread, I could sew myself a blanket. Help me, adventurer, so that I can continue to serve the cause. Embrace the shadow.
What is it?
Finally, you've arrived. Your faith alone will not allow you to pass the trials before you, young one. A sense of urgency and some ambition will help too. Our power comes from darkness and shadow, adventurer, but that is not your only role. You have acknowledged that there is merit in knowing the healing arts. This is wise, but before you can know the dark, you must also know the light, and for this I have a test for you. North of the cemetery is a wounded Death God Kel. He has protected us from gnolls for some time and needs healing, but you must also fortify his body before he can return to duty. Do both with your spells, and then return to me.
Our time will come. Speak quickly. Trust no one.
By the light, finally some food. Sweet, sweet pumpkin.
Greetings, traveler. Care to delve into the mysteries of the arcane?
Farewell.
What do you require?
Speak quickly.
Alright, give me a few minutes. Need a short bio break.
Took a trip to Sothis. Now, sand everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean everywhere. You'll be picking it out for weeks. Don't even get me started on the bugs.
Alright, guess who's back?
about a wake-up call. It's a good thing my reflexes are faster than a gnomish invention gone wrong. I escaped the sizzle, but my boots got a molten makeover. Now they're lava-loving. Lesson learned, never snooze near lava, folks.
Pleased to make you acquaintance. May I help you?
Salutations, seekers of knowledge. The Arcane Wonders Academy invites you to unlock the secrets of the
Victory
arcane
for
arts.
Sylvanus.
Our distinguished instructors will guide you in harnessing
Hello?
the power of magic, just as we have done for generations. Join
What
us
is
and
it?
embrace your destiny as a master. I mean, student of the arcane.
Feeling the hunger of a warrior? Head to Grunt's Gut Busting Grill. Our chefs prepare meat so tender it'll make you question if you're chewing at all. Eat like a champion and stoke the fires of your inner beast.
So, you want to be a tailor? Very well, we'll see if you have what it takes.
I trust no one.
business a little boost? Give Everlook Broadcasting Co. a shout. We got ears everywhere. And speaking of, check out these awesome products our pals are offering.
Listen, man. The spirits be restless up in Hyjal. They say the mountain is alive with ancient magics and dark prophecies. Time to shake away and climb that mountain. And don't forget the dream shots. You're gonna need something darker than dark. Explosion of soul-wrenching literature. Perfect for those insomniac nights of eternal existence.
Greetings, folks. It's time for the Carol into the fantastic world of advertising. Brought to you by yours truly. Get ready to discover new products and services that'll tickle your fancy.
It dwarfs. Heavy mining gear? Feast your eyes on the Rock Ripper 2000. A pocket-sized mining expert complete with a built-in beard comb. Dig deep without sacrificing your glorious facial fuzz. Mine like a champion and look good doing it.
Salutations, seekers of knowledge. The Arcane Wonders Academy invites you to unlock the secrets of the arcane arts. Our distinguished instructors will guide you in harnessing the power of magic, just as we have done for generations. Join us and embrace your destiny as a student of the arcane.
Greetings, future coffin connoisseurs. Coffin and Crafts is your go-to destination for the afterlife's finest wooden resting places. Our caskets have various designs, into rustic pieces of jewelry. Each one is lovingly crafted, and offer customized streaming instructions. Because you go, your final verdict. Say it all.
Oops. Happens. Oh no, I'm deaf now. Ah, shit. This is my first death. Man, that's cursed mob. It's really strong. That dusk bat. I definitely need a better one. I mean, this is shit. Honestly. They're level 8. Those vampiric dust bats.
Your spell isn't ready yet.
Speak quickly. Well done. I regret not being there to see you smash those undead into rotting pulp.
I am forsaken.
The Scourge are trying to form a base at the Agamand Mills. If they do, then they can stage further attacks within Tirisfal. The orders have been given. The Scourge in the mills must be destroyed. Go to the mills, collect notched ribs from Rattlecage and Cracked Skull soldiers and blackened skulls from Dark-Eye Bonecasters. To get to the mills, follow the road west. After crossing the bridge, take the next fork north, then keep going north. When you see windmills, the battle will begin.
Our time will come.
What do you require?
Alright guys, this is it for level 1 and 10. See you at 10 and 15. Good night, take care.